Hey everybody, so Sentinels in the Multiverse. Wanted to give a session playthrough slash kind of final thoughts for this game. So I was playing against Apostate with Visionary and Wraith. Where's her character card? Right there. And with Night Mist. I really don't like using more than 3 characters when playing this game solo. It's already a lot to keep track of. Anyways, what happened was I'm playing with the Realm of Discord environment, and this card, Ghostly Images, pops out, which makes you play the top card of your deck, and if it's a one-shot, you have to put it into play. Alright, so this is what happened. Alright, so I was forced to play this card, Brain Burn, put the villain trash on the bottom of the villain deck, and then Visionary deals herself 1 psychic damage for each card removed from the villain trash in this way. So I was forced to take the whole villain trash, which was 12 cards, and Visionary had, I don't know, maybe 10 health left. So I basically, this card just did 10 automatic damage to me because it had to be played. And so Visionary was defeated. And then this card, Ethereal Bonds, dealt damage to Wraith, who's been my main damage dealer. I've had this combo going where she, her micro-targeting computer increases her projectile damage by 2, and so then I've been using throwing knives or stun bolts to do 3 projectile damage to different things. And so, basically, she hasn't been allowed to do damage, and I've been trying to heal up Night Mist because she likes to deal herself damage. And basically, I haven't actually lost yet, but I've kind of given up because I'm landlocked where every turn one of my characters can't do damage, and then he's got all these relics out right now, and these are my 2 actually these ongoing effects would have just got discarded because the Visionary just died. So now he's about to do a crud ton of damage to me, and she's not going to be able to heal fast enough. All that to say, I've realized now why I haven't played this game at least in a year and a half. It's been maybe 2 years, maybe it was spring of 2018, potentially the last time I played this game. I'm not even sure. And it's spring of 2020 when I'm recording this. The last recorded game I have actually is from, it's actually from July of 2017. So, coming up on 3 years. And I think I've realized why I stopped playing this game. And it's because, depending on what characters you have, this game just gets incredibly complicated very fast. The first few rounds may be okay. But then you've got, all these cards that are basically here's this card, that's reduce damage dealt to relic cards by 2. And then you've got cards that are increase damage, reduce damage dealt to this by 2. And then you've got all regain health. There is just so much upkeep with some. Now, I'm not saying this is always true. Sometimes this game can feel really satisfying. But sometimes you can just have these experiences where it's like math and you have to check all these cards. And it's this card checking this card, checking this card. And it is so easy to overlook one of the cards. Then you've got stuff like this. This is a great card. That target cannot deal damage until the start of your next turn. So this is great. I could play that on Apostate, and I did a few times, and he can't deal damage for the next villain turn when he's going to do his damage thing. Oh, and then you've got this. Then this is what made me quit. Apocalypse. At the start of the environment turn, destroy all cards in play other than this card, character cards, and relics. Then destroy this card. Wow. Just wow. I mean, look at all these equipment cards that I spent setting up combos. And then I'm not going to have any way to heal with Night Mist. And he's got all these relics that are increasing his damage. This thing's doing 3 damage every turn. These things are increasing the damage he deals, or adding 1 to it each time. And he's got 2 of these. Just wow. Like, it's just not fun. And it was really hard as I was sitting here telling myself it's going to get better, or no, just keep playing. Eventually you'll spike your damage. And I didn't. My damage didn't spike. And you just kept having these... Oh, and this was... As cool as this was, it was annoying, because it was like, whenever a card is played, the hero target with the lowest HP regains 1 hit point each. Oh, man. Helpful card for me, but just like, the upkeep for that is insane. Like, there's just not a great flow to your turns. Like, I was kind of like trying to think what frustrates me about this game other than the back and forth. First of all, it's just not good game design to have a lot of healing. Like, you have to be very careful when you introduce healing into a game, because it can introduce some into a card games, board games. It can introduce some pretty broken, frustrating play experiences. And it just kind of prolongs the game. It doesn't make you feel like there's progress. And the thing really, though, about this game that frustrates me is your heroes are all just so weak. Like, and it's hard to get them set up, and it's very random. Like, some of these environment decks will mess tremendously, and depends on the villains, too. Like, some of their cards can just, like, undo all this work, and you just don't feel empowered. Like, your powers get stripped so quickly in this game. And there's no sense of progression, or there is, but then all of a sudden it's gone, and you just don't feel very powerful. Like, 3 damage when the villain, which, by the way, Apostate's one of the low health villains, and he's got all these relics protecting him. Some of these villains have 90-something health, like maybe over 100 health, I can't remember. But it's just, it's just frustrating. And now, like, when I first got this game, the only other superhero card games, games with decks or deck building, were the DC deck building game and Marvel Legendary. And since then, we've had the Marvel Champions game come out, which actually lets you play superheroes like that you want to play, and you feel powerful. It's a little different from Marvel, where you always start off with, just a bunch of like rogue, random soldier dudes or whatever, and then even in DC, it's just not the same. So I'm really interested to try that game out, because I think there's not nearly as much upkeep and bookkeeping in this game. Oh man, sometimes it can be so satisfying, and sometimes it's just exhausting. It really is. It really is just math. You lose, you have to do 1 less damage. You have to do 1 more damage. You heal a damage. You can't play this card. All this damage gets redirected to this card. And it's just moving stuff around. And even the heroes, like, yeah, some of them have a few cool combos here and there. They do have some cool thematic stuff to their characters' abilities, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I'm giving up on Sentinels. I think I'm giving up. I think this is moving to the trade pile. I traded for this game years ago. Maybe it was, I don't know, 2016. All right, this is Local Matt signing out.